Collective to try and understand. Let's piece this thing together for everybody and what's going on. And of course, we always are looking at the chat, and we always are here to look at it. And you know, just putting a warning out there. It's heavy astrology this week. Okay, so if we could all in the chat not get triggered by that, and you know, all be open-eyed to what's going on instead of, you know, I don't know, like just trying to say like, no, I don't know. I just feel like that's part of the whole resistance that this astrology brings up this week for the love life, is the resistance to the truth and the accepting of the truth. So it's a new moon in Libra this week. That's going to happen on Friday, but we have Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, and that's the big revealer for this next 3-week cycle of Mercury retrograde, of going through Scorpio back into Libra. So it's going to be about us, our desires, our wants, uncovering our more vulnerable spots, how to discuss them, how to understand them. And it's a detective. It's a treasure hunt. And then it's a treasure hunt for the ultimate partnership energy with Mercury retrograde coming back into Libra in 3 weeks. So with this new moon in Libra, and through the whole cycle of this new moon will be the Mercury retrograde, and it will actually finish in the month cycle before the new moon in Scorpio. So I would like to think of it as, with this new moon that's squaring Pluto, squaring Saturn, the sun will square Saturn Sunday. We've got Mars and the sun that are in opposition. So that means right now Earth is closest to Mars. Like, we are passing Mars. We are right there. So it's very, and it's very intense, and it's also very, like, depleting. And so, like, you know, it feels like if you didn't get sleep for 2 days and you're trying to drink your 5th Red Bull and a espresso shot. But I think it doesn't have to feel that way. I think, you know, I'm going to just kind of go somewhere I never go, but I'm going to say that auras are everything. And so I think that's what I like human design for, is the understanding of people's auras and stuff. And so you can be around auras that drain you and don't even realize it. And, you know, one of like the things in my life, especially when I started becoming awake spiritually, was when I'd be around a certain person, or even in a relationship back in the day, and if it wasn't vibing, my life wasn't vibing good at all. And it would be everything from monetary wise to happiness wise to feeling connected to my purpose to, and so this is a rebalancing act that is extreme. And it's extreme because Mercury retrograde's this detective that's going to go inside and go, are you really getting what you want? And Uranus and Taurus is like, I'm trying to give you a better way up, but you're going to have to take the road that nobody's taken yet. And on top of the big squares to Saturn Pluto, I think that this is pretty extreme, since the beginning of this year was the most extreme transits astrologically, and here we are at the 3/4 square point from the sun when it conjoined with Saturn Pluto. We have to remember that when Saturn and Pluto met on January 12th, the sun was on top of it too. And so now the sun is 3/4 squaring the Saturn-Pluto conjunction on a new moon, and it's squaring Saturn-Pluto, and this is like us 3 laps out of the 4 laps around that we are going through in life. So it's like this is like, you know, this is like the 3rd turn, the last turn's coming, or this is the last turn until we come into Saturn-Pluto, but we won't come into Saturn-Pluto again, right? In Capricorn. So this is like the big moment of what the whole world changed at the beginning of the year, and how it's going to reveal itself in the most wildest ways in your life. The moon rules your personal life. It's in Libra. It's about relationships. Venus in Virgo is going to oppose Neptune. The sun's going to oppose Mars retrograde. Your identity and your relationships are being redefined. Your relationship energy with Venus and Virgo is going to have to get more like is this really in alignment purity, or am I building a dream out of something that's really not going to be able to be real? And so this is going to be the biggest test I think we've all had, because it is a test to the beginning of this year, January 12th. And actually there was a lunar eclipse January 10th and December 24th, right? There was the other eclipse. So it's like for that period, December 24th. And then we have Mercury that retrogrades Tuesday and starts to begin the transit of where Venus retrograded October, November of 2018. Same position, same degrees. So this is not your grandma's, Instagram meme astrology. This is the real deal. And I would say that there is no astrologer that can give you the outcome. This is you having to just see, is this fully within the balance and harmony, the identity? And is this part of my long-term journey? You decide that. I can't decide that. Craig can't decide that. Nobody can. Except within yourself. It's the biggest test of courage. With the Earth passing Mars, I can look at it as the Sun opposed Mars retrograde. But the truth is the Sun is looking at the Earth and it's seeing that the Earth is passing Mars and going, wow, Earth's getting some confidence to pass Mars. It's the illusion from Earth that's going, oh no, Mars is going backwards. And I would say that, are you going backwards with your courage to do what you really want in your life right now? Especially in relationship realm? And can you be honest and truthful? And can you also not worry with Mercury opposed Uranus about how it will affect somebody else off your own desires, needs, and wants? This is going to be the hardest test, I think, ever, because I think that as human beings, we're actually more good than we seem. I think that the world has kind of made us seem like all human beings, we're all bad. And we're bad people. But that's connected to things like that I think are ridiculous. Like it's like we have our own needs and wants in our life, and that's okay. And I think that people have to be really real about what those needs and wants are. And if they're not getting those needs and wants, then what are you doing? And why are you so worried about how it will affect them, what you need in your own world emotionally just to be you? You can't move on and move forward in life with Uranus if you're so worried about everybody and you don't know how to take care of yourself first. So I would say that that's what this is really about. Do you have anything to say to that before we look at the cards? Or
I think you hit it pretty spot on right there.
Well, let's see. First card that we got for the collective this week is the Devil card reversed.
Oh, there we go.
A different deck. I think we might have got this last week. I don't remember, but it seems like this came up. Well, we are definitely removing ourselves from the chains and the energies that we feel almost maybe a little bit overly connected, but we're not getting exactly what we feel that we want. So anything that also feels like it's toxic and dark, we got to leave. So this is definitely feeling, not satisfied, right? We're not satisfied in our love lives. There's something off, or it feels like if anything is manipulating us or wanting to take us in a way, or has a hold on us. The devil has a hold on you, because the truth is divine light and love has no hold on you ever. And so, or it's like, well, they're providing. I mean, yeah, what are they providing? The challenge that we got is the Moon card. Ooh, the emotional attachment to bad things, or the emotional attachments to things that you don't even want, that are finally going to subconsciously come out, but it's almost like maybe you're going to suppress them because this came up as a challenge card. Our overall that we got is the Four of Pentacles. Wow, look at this. This is overly attaching to values and situations, but only the best, though, is what we should be holding on to. In this case, I guess that's a pretty nice thing she's attached to. I don't know. Looks like a shoe. It's not a shoe. But again, it's kind of ironic that we pulled the Devil reverse, and that card definitely is kind of, it represents, the devil is the sex card. So, but we have it reversed. There is also like, is the connection there or not? And that outcome there is saying like, what are we holding on to in value? And is it emotionally good for us? And is it really what we connect to? And it needs to be the best. The shadow to this moon that we got is this me? And oh man, this is just totally, look at, even connected with that devil reversed. I think it's like, did I really allow myself, am I going to allow myself, or am I still allowing myself, or did I become, or am I about to become somebody that emotionally I don't want to become? Or have I already become that? So that hits kind of all people right there. Is this really me? And am I really to face those emotions and be like, can I be the true self I really want to be? The reason we got that devil card reversed is we got the Page of Wands in reverse. Ugh, this is not easy. Because I think that the good intentions or the combos or what we maybe thought or the messages that we thought we received are not. It's like we're making a U-turn here to get really back to the true self. And I think that it's hard to stay positive when you're not seeing the positive. Or the message, the communication isn't in the same place of the heart. And when that doesn't happen, people start to make up things, or they start to create stories and start to create things that, you want to hear. The reason that we got that Four of Pentacles, wow, oh my gosh, look at that, the devil. Well, we got a devil reversed, the Page of Wands reversed, and then on the other side of that, we've got the devil with the Four of Pentacles. If we're going to come from a higher point of view, okay, what you really want is very clear, and what you really don't want is very clear. But even the thing that we really do want, it's okay to have it. We just got to make sure we understand the boundaries, that we don't become like obsessed to a point to where it's like it's our all or nothing in life, and that's all we value, without forgetting about ourselves is the challenge that we got here. Our overall that we are going to do. I'm going to bring back I'm going to do 2 cards just for this. Wow, the shadow. And the North Node of life's purpose. There is a life purpose that is calling us, but there's the shadow work that we have to do this week in order for us to get there. And if we're not willing to do that shadow work, and we're not willing to look in the shadow, and if we're not willing to let go of the shadow work that we need to let go of so we can get to our ultimate purpose, then we're not going to get there. And this is the shadow work of the relationship work that's going to be at the most extreme. We did get the North Node, so that pulled up again, and we got that in the 9th house, and we got that in Aries. So this is us, or is that the 6th? That is the 6th. This is getting us the life we really want, and we really wanted to find, and the little changes that we need to make. They're smaller, but it takes courage, and they're not as big as you think it is. It's just the courage to do it, and the courage to make the changes, and the courage to have exactly what you want. Pinpoint precisely. Instead of getting lost in the 12th and Libra of like, let me create a fantasy story about this relationship to keep it together, or to enter this one because it's a fantasy story. No, it's not. What you exactly need and what you exactly want, if it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not.
Yeah, I think you said with not getting lost, in the story, not getting lost in our emotional state, and actually kind of facing our fears or facing any dilemmas that might arise, within a relationship or even within ourselves, and actually facing the darkness, that might come out of it, facing that dark truth that maybe we've been suppressing a bit. I think that it's being in tap with our emotional state, but not getting overwhelmed with it as well, being honest with ourselves and speaking from the truth. I think that it's easy to kind of get pulled back into that, especially with those 2 devil cards, it might be the darkness that kind of scares us a bit, but that is something that we need to face. That is something that we need to bring out to the light within ourselves to fully be able to progress forward within a relationship and within the relationship with ourselves.
Yeah, and I think that the story that you brought up right away, like getting lost in the stories, and I think that this is an ultimate of surrender of like, I'm just going to say it, I might sound real, more religious and spiritual, but it's like, I think this is just like give it to God and see what happens. But also at the same time being willing to accept the shadow and the truth, and it's almost like God's pointing us in a direction, and the shadow and the devil twice, and one of them's reversed, and this whole, is this really me? Like, if you're having those weird things, it's like where you feel like I can't, it means more that you can. You know what I mean? Like, I can't. No, you can. I think there's a lot of shadows that are popping up about, like, I have to do something that you don't have to do. Or I have to stay if I don't have to. Or I have to go into if I don't really have to. Or well, yada, yada, yada. And I think that that's the stories that we have to listen to that are divinely guided. So